Attention passionate Montreal, Canadiens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the Atlantic Division and it could shake up the entire conference. We're talking about a direct impact on Montreal Canadiens' path to another Stanley Cup run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Montreal Canadiens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Montreal Canadiens fans. Let's get to the news. So folks, today we have some incredibly intriguing developments coming out of the NHL, specifically involving the Montreal Canadiens. Now, I know a lot of you are probably already thinking, what's the big buzz? Is it a new signing, a trade rumor, something about the draft? Well, hold tight, because what I'm about to tell you could be one of the most significant whispers in recent Canadiens history. And it's all about the potential interest in a player who's been a cornerstone for the Pittsburgh Penguins for nearly 2 decades, Evgeny Malkin. That's right, Malkin, the veteran, the scorer, the playmaker, might be on the move, and the Canadiens are right smack in the middle of this conversation. Now, I want you to imagine the ripple effect this could have on not just Montreal, but the entire league. Malkin's contract is set to expire after the season, the 2025-2026 campaign, and the rumors are swirling that he might be saying goodbye to the Penguins. But here's the kicker: interest from other teams is very real. And according to some insiders, Montreal is among the 3 teams that have recently made inquiries about the Russian star. Yes, the Canadiens have reportedly shown interest in trading for Malkin, and that's a game-changer considering the team's current roster and strategic direction. Let's set the scene. The Penguins, led by Sidney Crosby and Malkin, have been a powerhouse for many years, but recent seasons have seen some shifts. Crosby, the captain, has been the face of the franchise, but rumors have been circulating for weeks now about his future and whether the Penguins are planning a rebuild or a retool. And Malkin, with his incredible vision and scoring ability, especially in clutch moments, might be heading out after nearly 20 seasons in Pittsburgh. That's a lifetime in the NHL. So what does this mean for the Canadiens? Well, it's huge. They've been on the hunt for a reliable second-line center for quite some time. Names like Joshua Roy, Kirby Dach, and Mike Matheson have been floated around as potential trade pieces to make a deal happen. Now, think about it. If Montreal manages to land a player like Malkin, it could instantly elevate their offensive game. His experience, leadership, and elite skill set could be exactly what the Canadiens need to push into playoff contention. But of course, acquiring a player of Malkin's caliber doesn't come cheap. It would likely involve some significant assets, maybe even a combination of prospects and draft picks. The rumors suggest that Montreal might be willing to part with Joshua Roy, who has shown flashes of brilliance and could be a future star, or Kirby Dach, a versatile forward who has yet to fully realize his potential. And perhaps even Mike Matheson, the solid defenseman, could be part of the package, especially if the Canadiens are looking to bolster their defensive core while adding a top-tier center. But let's not forget, this is all speculation for now. The interest from Montreal is real, but whether a deal materializes depends on negotiations, the Penguins' plans, and the Canadiens' willingness to part with key players. That being said, the fact that Montreal is even in the conversation signifies their serious intent to contend, to build a team that can challenge the division and make a deep playoff run. The team's management, led by Kent Hughes and Jeff Gorton, has been aggressive in recent months, making smart signings, and now, possibly, making a bold move for a player of Malkin's stature. And it's worth mentioning that the Canadiens have been steadily adding size and talent since the draft. Their late-round draft steals are already making an impact, and their recent acquisitions have brought some much-needed grit and offensive potential. With players like Kirby Dach stepping up, and the emergence of younger talents, Montreal is creating a foundation that could be significantly boosted by a veteran like Malkin. His presence would bring not only skill, but also a level of playoff experience that could inspire the entire locker room. Now, I know many of you are asking, what does this mean for the current roster? Well, it could mean some tough decisions. As I mentioned earlier, players like Joshua Roy and Kirby Dach might be on the chopping block if the Canadiens pursue this deal. It's never easy to see promising young players go, but sometimes, to take a step forward, sacrifices are necessary. And if that's what it takes to bring in a player of Malkin's caliber, then perhaps it's a risk worth taking. Let's also consider the broader picture. The Atlantic Division is incredibly competitive. Teams like the Tampa Bay Lightning, Florida Panthers, and Boston Bruins are all making moves, reshaping their rosters to contend for the Stanley Cup. Montreal, by exploring options like Malkin, is signaling that they're not just here to participate, they want to compete seriously. They want to be a top contender, and they're willing to shake things up if the opportunity is right. It's fascinating to think about how this could unfold. Will the Penguins entertain offers for Malkin, knowing he's a free agent at the end of the season? Will Montreal be able to craft a package that convinces Pittsburgh to trade him? And what kind of impact could he have on the team's chemistry and future prospects? These are questions that will keep fans and analysts glued to their screens in the coming weeks. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Montreal Canadiens news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. In terms of the team's current season, the Canadiens are looking to build on their recent progress. They've shown flashes of potential, especially with their younger core, but consistency has been an issue. Adding a player like Malkin, who can immediately bring skill, leadership, and playoff experience, could be exactly what they need to push over the edge. His ability to elevate the play of those around him could turn Montreal into a real playoff threat. And let's not forget, Malkin's presence would also be a statement to the league. It signals that the Canadiens are serious about contending, that they're willing to make bold moves, and that they're not afraid to go after big fish. For fans, this is an exciting time. Imagine the atmosphere in the Bell Centre if such a deal were to happen. The roar of the crowd, the buzz around Quebec and all of Canada, and the renewed hope for a deep playoff run. Of course, there are still hurdles. The Penguins' side of things, the negotiations, and the salary cap implications all come into play. But this kind of intrigue is exactly what makes NHL off-seasons so electrifying. It's a chess match, a game of patience and strategy, and Montreal's front office appears to be in the thick of it. Whether or not they land Malkin, the fact that they are exploring these options shows how committed they are to competing at the highest level. So, as we wait for more news, one thing is clear: Montreal Canadiens fans, you have every reason to be excited. The possibility of bringing in a veteran like Malkin opens up new horizons for the franchise. It's not just about one player, it's about signaling that the Canadiens are ready to fight, to push for another Stanley Cup, and to make this season one to remember. Remember, this league is unpredictable. Trades happen when you least expect them, and the impact can be seismic. So, keep your eyes peeled, stay tuned, and get ready for what could be an incredible chapter in Canadiens history. Whether this deal goes through or not, one thing is for sure: the Canadiens are in the spotlight now, and the league is watching. The next few weeks will be crucial, and we'll be right here to keep you updated every step of the way. And now, Montreal Canadiens fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Montreal Canadiens. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Montreal Canadiens news. Thanks for riding along today, and as always, let's go Habs!